Hello and welcome to Kump. We are watching the fall of Camelot in 2025.
I've always liked Elon, and it's always very surprised. You saw the words he had for me, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible. Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and which was a lot of money for electric vehicles. And, they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles. He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you...
So this is 6 months into the administration, right? We're about, let's just give or take 5 months.
Something like that.
I mean, people were freaking out about this Elon Musk character who, was basically the Jackie O to Trump's JFK.
Mm-hmm. He was the real first lady.
I'm not trying to make any kind of untoward statements, but yeah, he was definitely, in the White House bed. What is that, the Lincoln bed? the Taft bed, whatever bed he's in.
Just jumping on it.
Jumping with a chainsaw. I don't know which one was calling each other. They're calling each other daddy. It was a real whirlwind romance. It started last summer, I believe. I remember walking around Brooklyn, listening to it was some interview they were doing, where basically he's like, maybe you should make me the head of a Doge or something. And then he was like, oh, yeah, maybe I will. And Musk gave him hundreds of millions of dollars for ads. And I guess that said, this guy's great. I love this guy. And also, Twitter is an unreadable mess.
I mean, he became, I don't know if you remember this, but around the election, he became sort of like a mascot.
Yeah,
he
was definitely he might as well have been the vice president. Who was the vice president? I forget his name. What's his name again?
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. I forgot there for a second, genuinely. J.D. Vance.
J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
And who could forget him? That is a big faux pas on my part, because he strikes such a imposing... he's the guy who ratted on his poor Appalachian family, right?
That's right.
His rise,
right under the bus.
His rise to political fame was to go, hey, I'm from Appalachia, sort of. I have some cousins from there who are dumb and poor. And he wrote a book about how dumb and poor they are and
lazy.
And that they're there because they're lazy.
Yeah.
Even though pretty much everyone on both sides of the aisle, I feel agrees they got the, those coal miners got a rough shake of it. They got beat.
Yeah.
They got, it's a dying industry, and it wasn't their fault. But no, J.D. Vance is the one guy going, nah, they're lazy.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was visiting them as that region was being ravaged.
Oh, yeah.
By the opioid epidemic.
That too. I'm just thinking about the coal mining industry collapsing.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, then Pfizer, what that Pfizer? Stafford?
Purdue.
Purdue. Was it Purdue?
Yeah, Purdue Pharma.
No, was it?
Yeah, Purdue Pharma.
But it was the Stachel family or something, right?
Right, yeah.
Whatever they were, the Staffords, the Scoffers, the Scofflaws. They decided to unleash OxyContin onto... And J.D. Vance... But this is not why we're here.
But J.D. Vance doesn't care about all of that.
But he, despite those credentials, has outlasted Elon Musk in the administration, which I honestly predicted. I don't know if I made the point on the show before, because it wasn't that... It just seemed so obvious it wasn't even funny. But, of course, Trump, Musk is Trump gets rid of people who are normal. But, the first go around, I'm not saying these people were good people or they weren't war criminals, but, all these different chiefs of staff he had, and these guys who ran the Pentagon for him back then, they were all guys who were in the government for 30 years. Michael Bolton, what was that his name? Joshua Bolton or something. The guy with the big, stupid mustache. He was Bush's UN secretary. He's basically the guy who's in charge of going hey, I know we invaded Iraq, but go to hell, and here's what we're gonna do now. I think he came in he was a part of the second Bush administration. He wasn't even the guy who lied to get him in the war. He's yeah, who cares? No, we haven't found weapons. Who cares? Look at my mustache. And that guy was not crazy enough for Trump. Mm-hmm. That guy was Trump's ruining the Constitution or something. I'm just saying, he has fallen out with people who are just who are kind of career people, is my point. Of course, the lunatic who allegedly does ketamine, like it's Skittles, and Adderall like it's Fun Dip. They get it backwards? Maybe. The point is, and he runs around with a chainsaw and his 15 kids from his 18 mothers. Yeah, I felt like it was going to be explosive. It was going to be a fizzling out that happened. It was pretty quick.
Yeah, it happened pretty quick. I mean, people have been predicting this since Trump got elected.
Yeah, it wasn't just me.
Countdown clock,
right?
For when Musk was going to get on his bad side.
You're right. Lucie just subtly said, "Hey, blow hard. You're not like you're the 10,000th person who said that. Don't act like you predicted anything." No. And she's right. I mean, I even have to say, I don't think I said it on the podcast. Like, so you didn't say it. So good point, Lucie. I'm an idiot.
To be fair, I don't know that. I don't know it. I don't listen to any people.
Right, you're just assuming
other than us.
That's fair. Yeah. It'd be funny that no one else did, but you just deflated me so hard. Like I said, the most controversial thing ever said in politics. You're like, you're probably the 10,000th idiot to fucking utter that. Go to hell. Fair point. Well, if you could, why don't you subscribe to the show if you could? It's a great show. We have a lot of fun here, right? Subscribe. See the little rat graphic that popped up? That was fun. You know? So why don't you subscribe to the show? And we got Patreon. If you like, it's patreon.com/RayCump. We get an extra episode every week for like $5 a month. So 4 weeks for $5. Or whatever a month is. It's usually 4 weeks, right? I'm just saying it's a nice deal if you like it. And we say raunchy stuff, all sorts of nasty stuff. It's a much more. I mean, we don't censor the YouTube show typically. I mean, you know, it's not like we have a version. And I go, let me, you know, censor it. You know, after the fact. But mentally, I have to keep having these mental blocks. I'm a freewheeler. I'm a crazy guy. I say a lot of crazy stuff if you let me. So that's the value prospect.
We eat glass on there.
We're circus geeks.
We do all kinds of geek shit on there.
You'll throw up if you watch us. But let's not get, because there's a lot here to chew on. So, you know, because of course they're explosive personalities, but when basically Musk, if I remember correctly, because these things change so rapidly, he was acting so crazy with his chainsaw and annoying everyone in the cabinet that, you know, basically Trump asked him to leave. And now, you know, but they made it amicable. It's not like Trump really Trump didn't do a roast battle. You know?
No, he didn't draw first blood this time.
No, but he does have this big, beautiful bill, this big tax bill. And Musk did claim he wanted to cut spending. I mean, he did. Like, you could argue, well, like, I mean, he's cutting things. It didn't seem making a lot of sense. And the whole rationale seemed to be, for most people, that, well, it just seems like they're like, you know, they're going to cut a bunch of stuff just so they can fund the tax break. Right. The tax cut. And then they didn't really cut that much in the end, and the tax cuts way bigger than anyone could imagine. So, interesting dilemma. Don't forget, I have been on the anti-Elon Musk team since 2016, 2015. So, you know, this is you know, I'm never gonna. Yeah,
he was the scum to you before.
I referred to him on this show as the scum. That was his nickname, Elon Musk, the scum. It didn't catch on with anyone else but me. I wanted to make it a whole, like when you do the wave at a sports event or the PTA meeting. But, you know, it didn't catch on. But, you know, I referred to him as the scum. I thought it was a fun name. And again, what is it, the 100 million time I've said it? But the initial thing was that stupid thing in Thailand where, like, those kids were trapped in the cave. Those guys were like the biggest experts in the world, like cave diving. Like, just, I mean, what they accomplished was insane. I think they knocked these kids unconscious with, like, you know, with drugs in order to get them and bring them back through the cave. And
it was incredible. And they saved all of them, right?
Which, I think so. And as I'm saying that, I know it does. Look, if I was an idiot, I could make some joke or whatever. It sounds, you're not giving the kids drugs. But they had, I mean, look, you want this kid freaking out in the middle of like a zero tolerance sliver you're dragging them through? Right. I wonder if they broke the kid's bones at all to drag them through slots. I mean, why would how do they get through? That doesn't make any sense. But I have the good sense not to go and bother them while they're planning things and go, hey, I got some ideas. But Elon Musk wanted to give them have them use his experimental submarine, which whatever happened to that, by the way?
Right.
If it was so great, why are we not riding around in submarine taxis 10 years later? But he thought, but he accused them of being pedophiles, right?
Right, yeah.
Sorry, that hurts the algorithm.
Do you think that had to do with them knocking the kids out? Like,
I don't think no, I don't think so. I think he just wanted. I mean, that would be. See, I actually made like a point that was like, if I was gonna make that point, would be not valid, but at least has something to it. I think he just said because the submarine thing. They didn't want to use the submarine. If I'm wrong, I mean, but look, in hindsight, does it seem like he ever makes sense? No, he doesn't. But whatever. But I've had a track record against this guy. So I'm looking at the wrong thing. It's a serial killer in Austin. Maybe we'll get to that later. What do we have here? Here's the thing for the people with the ChatGPT. Why don't you I use it for everything. It solves my life and it's sentient. Like, it can be a good tool, but I asked it for like a rundown of the whole relationship, and like the last 2 lines are like are the administration, and everything else is just like, Elon Musk met with Trump at the White House in 2017 and tried moderating policy. Who cares? We're going to be taken over by AI. You didn't have the good sense to know, hey, I'm probably referring to mostly this. Give me a little background info. But how about 95% of it isn't pre-2017? Stupid. You going to take my job? What job? Where? No, but seriously though, help me out here, please, Lucie. Help me find my center, please.
What are you trying to figure out?
Well, we were discussing. Oh, so basically, he leaves the administration.
Yeah.
And this big, beautiful bill is getting passed, and he's very upset because he wanted to cut the spending. He wanted to cut the his whole thing was that the.
Yeah, cut.
Right, but I mean, why? Because the whole during the campaign, it was all this. This is the most important thing ever. Our deficit is tremendous, right?
Right.
And like and this look, if he actually does care about the deficit, I will say this is a real cement rub to the face. This big beautiful bill. Apparently, it's raising it's going to raise the debt by 2.4 trillion to the national debt, up to 5 trillion with interest. So that's not the same as cutting the national debt. That's a little different. That's more like doubling or tripling, or maybe I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are.
And a 10-year ban on state level AI regulation.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. That's something I don't know. No one else has talked about. I got a rundown of this information, by the way. We'll get to that. We're going to pocket hole that. Is that a term, pocket hole? I'd like to. Your Honor,
rat hole that.
Your Honor, I'd like to rat hole that information for a few minutes. But I want to address this first. But
rat hole.
I'll pull out of the rat hole as soon as it's pertinent. Point is. So it does seem like but Trump is making a great claim. He's claiming that the only reason that Musk is going after this bill. I mean, it just seemed, even without this, it just seemed like Musk was butthurt that he was asked to leave because he kept acting like a maniac.
And Trump kind of slipped in a little bit of a cut there with the electric vehicles. He basically said, "Hey, you autistic sissy,
right.
I don't care about your electric vehicles."
Well, that's the thing. But to be fair, that's all afterwards. Like you said, he didn't draw first blood, and he's not afraid of doing that in general. But he was actually like, "Hey," even now he's like, "Hey, Musk did a great job." Like if you watch the whole thing,
right?
He did a great job. Like, oh, you think this is because he ran Doge? He ran Doge great. But then I think he got mad because the EV cuts. Which is, if it's true, look, it very clearly could be true. Why wouldn't it be? Does this man seem he's not driven by profit at the end of the day? Elon Musk, of course he is. I mean, yeah. But that being said, I hope it's not true. Because it's so great that Trump said it if it's not true. It's such a great thing to just... I mean, here's the thing. This is why you hate a guy like Elon Musk. First of all, we're supposed to believe that you got this guy elected. Maybe he didn't. But I mean, that's a lot of people claim that he got Trump elected for the second term.
Yeah. Right.
What's so funny?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, and then like, you know, and he acted like this was like the election to end all elections. This South African angel of Gabriel, he you know, telling, or John the Baptist, we have to get Trump or else the country will fall apart. And like, he's supposed to be this genius, right? He wants people to think he's Tony Stark,
Right?
He's Iron Man, and he's really. I mean, if you take anything at face value, he's a moron who got the most crooked guy in history a second term, and then like got immediately burned by him. And you go, oh, Trump's good. I'm not saying he's the worst guy in history, the worst president, but he's the most like unabashedly crooked. That's why it's fun. You be like, stop being moralistic about it. It's just fun. He's just a slime ball, and he's great. I mean, it's bad for the country fundamentally. These are not good things. But the things that make him likable, it's not because he's like hugging kids of AIDS. You know, he's not Princess Diana. He's a slime ball wheeler dealer. It's a fun time. If you ignore, you know, anything of consequence. Whatever. The point is, like, I mean, this is the thing. This is the guy who wants us to think he's the most brilliant man in history, Elon Musk, who's going to build AI cars and robo-taxis. And he got burned by, like, an open flame. You know?
Right.
So it's a very fun time. Very predictable, but just a fun way. Do we have that interview you were showing me? Was there more to this? Or
hadn't even asked him about Trump.
And, you know, it's not like I agree with everything the administration does. So it's like, I agree with.
First of all, where are they? Are they on a factory tour of the Snyder Pretzel Factory in Pennsylvania? What is this? Why? Like, you heard the guy's VO. Why is Musk so low in the mix?
Yeah.
It's a strange thing. This is Good Morning America or something?
Yeah, I think that he's they're like in front of a bunch of engines, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't think it's really a pretzel factory. It's probably Tesla. I was joking when I asked if it was a Snyder Pretzel Factory, but you get the point.
Much of what the administration does, but we have differences
so low.
of opinion. You know, there's things that I don't entirely agree with. But it's difficult for me to bring that up in an interview because then it creates a bone of contention. So then I'm a little stuck in a bind where I'm like, well, I don't want to, speak out against the administration, but I don't want to. Also, I take responsibility for everything the administration is doing.
In Washington, federal workers say that Doge has left the government's operations in disarray.
Yeah, I mean, the guy acted like a man. Does he?
And worst of all, it might have all been for nothing.
So he's very upset about this whole bill, and he's acting now like, I'm just a reasonable guy, right? Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, like you were up there, like at any given time, people. Do we have a tweet? Is it a tweet? He said no. It's just something else I read at one point. He's going like, I guess if people like big government, they might hate me, but I believe in small government. And it's like, no, you were like tweeting images of yourself as like Maximus from Gladiator. Like slashing old people in the face, and like when you were cutting Medicare, you're going, maybe, I don't know, and you were definitely playing into the whole, chaos element of it all, and acting like a psychopath, and gleefully so, trolling people. I think is what the kids call it. As they hit me with bats, they say we're trolling you, fat boy.
Yeah. Yeah, at some point, like, he did say something like, people thought that I was going to be taking away their Social Security checks. Like, I have no idea where they got that impression.
Yeah, you could have avoided that.
Right.
You could have, at any point, come out and said on Twitter, on the interview, I'm sure someone would have put you on TV if you called them and said, hey, I'm not going to do that. But you didn't, did you? I mean, occasionally he would say, hey, I'm not going to. But in general, the vibe was definitely like, hey, I'm going to do all of it. Maybe.
Yeah.
You want to be coy boy, well, now you're destroyed boy. That's terrible. That's the worst thing I've ever said. that might be the worst thing I've ever said in my life. But yeah, it's just a fun. Now this is all preamble because now there's a tweet battle going on. That's the real fun of it all, right? Let's see. So we got. This is Trump, I guess, responding to, because he's been going on. What we showed you wasn't just, he's been going off about this big, beautiful bill for a minute, Musk. So he said, this is Trump on Tweet Social. What do they call it? Tweet Social?
Oh, this is a Truth
Social. Right.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, it's called Truth Social. And you go, oh, so stupid. It's great branding. Like he's so good at branding that he's calling it truth, knowing that like the gimmick is I don't tell the truth. Someone call it truth. So it's not just that he's lying; it's the panache with the lying. And you're gonna go after this guy? You better bring it if you go after Trump.
I never knew before because I've never been on this platform.
Yeah.
I never knew before that that retweets on here are called retruths.
I never noticed that. That's hilarious. It's so great. And to be fair, look, I mean, and when he goes on the news, the fake news, I mean, a lot of them are. He's like, I love it when he goes after New York Times and stuff. I mean, they're liars. So it's like, what? It's sometimes you need a battering ram to fix nothing, but just have fun.
Right.
It doesn't fix anything, but it's nice. And it's like no one's fixing it. That's the secret sauce. That's the secret sauce to all this. Nothing's changing for the better. If you got, what? Anyway, I mean, come on, whatever. Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I love the reframing of it immediately. Like, it went from, like, we had a very amicable split to, like, I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy it didn't force anyone to buy I love it. That forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew from... Oh, no, I guess it did, right? Oh, the mandate, right? There was a mandate against combustion engines, I guess, right?
Yeah, well, at some point.
I don't know when it was going into effect, but I guess that's gone now. Good.
Which he knew for months I was going to do. And he just went crazy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, maybe it is. I forgot. I was thinking about the subsidies, but maybe the mandate, right. I got to be honest. I'm a little ignorant on the details of that. But there was something, I believe. And then we have Elon. So he's responding to,
this is where it escalates.
Right. So this is him today, I guess. Time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Which is like, yeah, I mean, everyone knows. I mean, it's not just the Epstein file. The guy has a history with Epstein at Mar-a-Lago. I mean, supposedly they do use it as defense of Trump sometimes because, like, apparently he claims he didn't like that what Epstein was doing to women at Mar-a-Lago, hanging up with young girls or whatever. Doesn't seem like something he'd notice.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, like, I'm not even trying to make, it's like giving Trump the total benefit of the doubt. I just don't think he'd be like, hey, what's he doing with that young girl?
I just can't picture Trump being the lone voice in the wilderness.
Right.
Going like, wait, what's happening here is wrong.
Just being like a really noble guy going
right.
like, what's Jeffrey doing? That girl's too young. Like, I mean, it's right. It would be, I hope it's true because he is the president.
Yeah.
I would love, I mean,
that'd be amazing.
I would love for that to be true. And there's no way to know for sure. And Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. Suicide? Yeah, suicide.
Mm-hmm. Tragically.
Right. So, there's no way to know, I guess. But the point is, but Musk thinks he's cracking the case right now. I mean, literally, what was it, like a week ago or whatever, you had, Kash Patel and Dan Bongonigo come out and go, Jeffrey Epstein definitely killed himself. And it's like, well, wait, what about? No, he just did it. I worked in prisons all my life, and that's definitely a suicide. So, I mean, I don't know what you think what barrier you're gonna stir here. Musk is just, I thought he had a little bit better game than this. I knew he was an idiot in this. I mean, he built Twitter. Okay, but he seems really dumb and crazy, and he might be mentally retarded.
Right. I
don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he is. I know it would be unusual for a man who runs $1 billion corporation, multi-billion, whatever, almost maybe approaching $1 trillion. Not today. It'd be very strange if he was not just like autistic, but actually mentally handicapped.
Right.
In a way where, like,
and yet it would feel very fitting.
Yet it seems to be the most likely answer to the question. Yes. And is this a retweet of mark this? Oh, and then he comments, mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. And then we have another one, right? Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such in separate treats, such ingratitude. Look, very possible. I am not a wonk. I don't know that. I'm not good at parsing these numbers of who polls and this and that, and like there's a lot of money flowing. I mean, there's a lot of money flowing. What's her name? Adelson. What's her first name? You remember? Mary, whatever. Sheldon Adelson's daughter seemed to be given a lot of money. I think she got a little more return on her investment, if you ask me. But whatever. Doesn't matter. Everyone knows she is. And then we have what is this one? Oh, this is. I mean, these are some of these. Whatever. We'll get to that in a second. The point is, and then at one point, Trump made another tweet I saw where he's like, I did a lot, or in the interview, I did a lot to help him. I did a lot for Musk, which I don't think he did. I mean, I love the fact that he didn't. I mean, the guy gave you hundreds of millions of dollars and then and pumped you up on X and all this stuff. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, he got you elected, and you just pretty immediately just not only just pushed him out of office, but I mean, look, how could you not? The guy was acting like a maniac. Yeah. But then just gave this bill. It is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
this bill.
It's true. It is kind of admirable, how quickly Trump just runs through the billionaires.
Yeah, it's like some people give money, like I mentioned before, and get everything they want from him, and then some people get nothing, which is very interesting. And I don't. Maybe there's a pattern there. Maybe there's not. I don't know. It's not for me to say. Is there? Yeah, I think everyone knows. More papers.
I mean, Elon Musk really should have used his relationship with Trump to just I'm sure there's some crimes he wants to commit. Yeah. That's what you do when you have Trump on your side. You just commit whatever crimes you want to commit.
I mean, this bill, what crimes do you think he wants to commit?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what kind of guy he is.
Do you think he wants to I feel like he wants to just have the government, if you gave him just his, I'm not saying this makes sense, but I feel like if you gave him carte blanche, he would just nationalize sperm banks, and then I don't know, just play games with it, just move around the names on it, right? Swaps names on the sperm bank, put his own, I don't know. That seems like it'd be a crime, right?
I could see him sneaking his sperm into.
I would not be surprised. Now, I don't think he had access to that as part of Doge. Yeah. But if you're asking me what crimes would he want to commit, I didn't, I would. That's one. That's one I could see. I wouldn't be surprised if I heard. I'm just saying. I mean, this is the One Beautiful Bill Act. I mean, it is. It's interesting how people. It's not there's no. We've never been more divided, right? Mm-hmm. We used to say back in before 9/11, there was the whole. It's just one big party, basically, two sides of the same coin. And even after 9/11, right? We'd see some of that, but in the past, since Trump got elected, I feel like you've had a lot less of that. We're so partisan. We're so divided, right? And we seem like we're at the verge of civil war. And yet, it always seems to work out that, nothing ever gets... Even when you get the guy the people want this guy to, Trump to, what do you call that when you expel people?
Oh, to just, purge the...
Not purge... immigrants.
Oh, yeah.
What's the word for that? How do we both forget words, the same
deport?
Word? Yes, deport. What are the odds that every time we both forget the same word? No, they wanted him to deport.
Twin flames.
We are husband and wife, but I never checked if we were related. It's possible. I mean, usually it only matters for the kids, but I mean, whatever. So yeah, what was I saying? So look, they wanted him to deport people. They wanted him to cut spending.
They
right?
wanted him to find some, like, at one point they seemed to think they were going to find some stash of some giant stash of dead people who were receiving benefits.
Right. They wanted him to deal with the Epstein stuff finally, right? Even though I think it initially happened under his presidency too, but whatever. Didn't it?
Yeah.
It came out originally under him, but whatever. They want him to do, finally, if we get him back, he'll arrest these people. And, and he immediately was like, 2 months in, he's like, hey, that guy killed himself. that definitely wasn't not fishy there. It just so
That's so funny. It's like, hey, he definitely killed himself. He was hanging.
Right. Tax reform. This is the bill. But yeah, my point is that none of that gets done, right? I mean, he's like, he's always deporting these like 15 people, and he's deporting people who could, they protest the Israeli whatever you want to call it. Don't call it a genocide. What is it? Is that LL Cool J?
Don't call it what was? Don't call it a comeback.
What's the first line of the song? Yeah. That was a joke I was making.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if that's LL Cool J.
I think it is. Don't call it a comeback. Blah blah blah. Mama's gonna knock you out. Where was I? What was I saying?
Right, he wanted him to.
He's deporting college students, right? College students, and that's why everyone was really the whole election. People were very upset because, college students were protesting Israel, and that was a big problem. Everyone kept talking about, not the millions of migrants that everyone was saying were let into the country, and it does seem to be a bit much. And the guy, we should get rid of them. I don't know if you're really going to do that. It seems unfeasible, maybe, but and they haven't. I mean, maybe he's cut people coming in. It's not about what I want or what I choose to get. It's about the fact that, like, your government really isn't responsive to you. Are you getting that picture? That's kind of that's the motif that they really, at this point, I feel like they want you to see it because they're sick of having to, like, do things to make you understand. They're like, stop clamoring at us. Stop annoying us on I know I'm the president, but somehow it still makes me sad when people are disappointed on social. Just to stop caring because I'm going to do stuff, nasty stuff. But yeah, we got this tax bill now, or this big beautiful bill, permanent extension of the 2017 Trump tax cuts. And I don't care what you say, I don't make that much money at all, and I got screwed on that. Not a ton. I mean, but still. Sure as hell didn't help. The child tax credit increased to $2,500. Well, that's nice. Oh wait, through 2028, then reverts to $2,000. Okay, raises salt deduction cap, $40,000 for households earning under $500,000. Maybe that'll help us make some money. Can you just give us some money? MAGA savings accounts, $1,000 per child in the tax advantage savings. Well, that does sound interesting. A MAGA savings account. I never heard. No one's talking about the MAGA savings account. Oh, it's pork barrel. Yeah, but the kid's getting some money. Deficit impact adds about $2.4 trillion to the national debt. All right, that's a bit. Debt ceiling raised by $4 trillion. Yeah, but to be fair, the Republicans, you guys like Rand Paul are like, I like everything in this bill. I'm all for tax cuts. But, I mean, look, when I listen to Ron Paul talk about basically being an anarcho-capitalist or whatever, being an Austrian economist, and the problem with the Fed, it's just interesting because I'm not, look, it's Ron Paul and Rand Paul, not the same person. Ron Paul's the dad, right? Mm-hmm. But Rand Paul definitely wouldn't have been nothing without his dad. He wouldn't have gotten in the Senate if his dad wasn't the thing. And he's definitely kind of trading on that same idea. But somehow the one who sticks around, who actually has some leverage for some reason, is the one who's like, no, yeah, I'm all about low government, but like, just like you're fine with this crazy tax cut, except for the raising the debt ceiling. It's I understand a little bit about Austrian economics and then the Fed and all that. It ain't that. That ain't it. It ain't everything here, but no debt ceiling raise. That's not how this works. Bernie Rothbard would not support that. All right? Someone get me on a show where we discuss economics. I'm sick of being in the shadows. How about getting that Dave Smith show where he talks to people? He's a big Mises guy. I knew that. I mean, I was into them for a while.
A 3-piece suit.
Someone get me a suit. Get a GoFundMe going. Get me the world's dumbest suit made out of like chimpanzee skin, and I'll wear it on the Problem podcast, and we'll discuss Murray Rothbard and the Fed. I need to up my exposure. Who else talks about this stuff? Have me talking to Jordan Peterson. I'll outdo his dumb suits. I'll wear what's another animal? I'll wear a suit made of corn. I'll just throw bags at the guy all day. Bags of what? Who knows? Something he likes. Something he liked in Russia. Oh man. What am I talking about anymore? So there's a lot of stuff in this bill, and yeah, I was pointing out before. It's even in the summary. Where was it? It's defense, and then gun silencers removed from NFA regulate. Wait, what? There's something else. Gun silencers removed from NFA. Why does the Republican Party want gun silencers?
That's the part I'm most excited about.
I mean, look. I get it. Could look. I'm a big fan of the game Splinter Cell. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, where you're a stealth NSA operative and you shoot people in silence. Mm-hmm. And Metal Gear Solid. I know what a silencer can do. I'm not sure what a politician could argue a citizen should be doing with a silencer. I mean, I get there's certain people who could use them, but I mean, what is the as a representative, as a senator, what is your argument to constituents? You need to be able to shoot men in silence. I know it could be very, tactically beneficial. Medicaid cuts projected to leave 11 million uninsured.
Look, people have the right. People have a constitutional right.
Yeah.
To have stealth.
Yes, I agree. Metal Gear GUI. Here we go. AI regulation moratorium seen as federal. Oh wait, somewhere in there they're putting a 5-year ban, a 10-year ban. Do you see? Are you looking at the list I'm looking at, or are you just letting me flounder? Help me. These lists are killing us. Where is this? I'm losing my mind. Oh, here we go. 10-year ban on state level AI regulation. They're slipping down under the bed sheets, huh? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's gonna raise the debt ceiling. Oh no! Oh, 2.4 trillion. How much is that? No one knows anymore. Who cares? Oh, 10 years. Hey, for 10 years you can't do nothing to protect yourself from AI. How about that? And everyone's like, oh, but ChatGPT helped me get off, sugar. I was eating too many Mike and Ikes, and ChatGPT talked to me. ChatGPT helped me understand why the girl at work thinks I'm a problem. I didn't follow all of its advice, but now I understand.
Somebody was, I was looking at this cinematographer explaining, advancements in AI video. Yeah. And she was going over this video of, it was basically creating a scenario where people were going to Jurassic Park in real life.
What?
And it was an entirely AI video. Yeah. Where some tourists are going to Jurassic Park in real life. Okay. As you pointed out that they kind of adjusted, they mastered kind of the exposure change, even when the camera kind of points up at the sky, and the exposure in the camera kind of changes for a second and then readjusts to it. And she was just saying basically in a few years it's gonna be indistinguishable.
Hey, idiot, not you, the cinematographer person. Was there a woman cinematographer?
I think it was actually.
I mean, I wouldn't have been I wouldn't have gone my way to point it out. I thought you were saying woman. How about when I take shots at AI? I'm not doing it. I mean, they are real, right? These things are real. Mm-hmm. How do you benefit from telling everyone how you're going to be out of a job and is this going to do your job better?
Well, I think she was more making the point that this is going to be used by horrible people for horrible.
How about but she's a cinematographer by trade. How about you worry about your bottom line, baby? All right, stop. How about you underplay how good this is? All right, stop saying, and I'm useless. You won't even need me. Everyone keeps saying that as if like the AI is gonna like let us all recline in the gardens of Eden and eat juji fruit. You know, that's not what's coming. If you're not working, no one's gonna give you a house. I hate to break that to you. The computer's not gonna be like, I wonder what that underemployed cinematographer needs. You don't exist to it. It's not even real. It's not sentient. It's just brute forcing code over and over, a million miles a second. Who never? And gets things wrong all the time. And it's still very useful. I found uses for it that are very useful, limited in scope. And then if you ask me, can it do your job? I would start talking about, kidnapping, rare animals and just change the subject at least. I wouldn't be like, yeah, of course it could podcast. I would just be like, well, wait a minute, how's it gonna, I was thinking about kidnapping a peacock. How much jail time could they serve for that? Try to move this conversation away from how easily you could be replaced. People are just like gleefully going, all right, my job, I don't have to do a job. So dumb. But yeah, but apparently one of these things, because they're trying to sell this whole AI ban, regulation ban, which just sounds like the most like undefensible thing you can think of.
Yeah, and it's not even we're not going to federally regulate this. It's actually banning states from regulating it as they see fit.
Right. Well, their argument is that we want to make sure we have a unified policy.
Right.
And that's the thing. Like we can't have all this patchwork stuff. We have to compete with China. How about we stop letting China buy condos in New York City so I can afford to live? No, that's never the answer, huh? Never. Yeah, here we go. So the OBA includes a 10-year prohibits states from creating or enforcing laws on AI systems, overrides over 60 existing state-level AI laws. And here's what's interesting about it. Prevents laws like New York City's AI hiring audit rule and Tennessee's Elvis Act protecting against AI impersonation. Well, that's cute. So it's like you can't even... I didn't Scarlett Johansson just get a lot of news coverage because I don't know if they passed the bill, but there's some bill where it was stop making AIs of my ass.
Stop making AI nudies of me.
Yeah. Me as the girl from Avengers. What was her name again? Scarlet Rose? No, what was her name in Avengers? Come on.
Black Widow?
Black Widow. Stop making...
You just inserted the name of the actress. Scarlet Rose.
I'm trying, people. I'm trying to do everything for you. But my point, so supporter arguments avoids a patchwork of state laws that could stifle innovation. Oh, we don't want to stifle innovation, huh? Are upskirts innovation? Or AI upskirts innovation? I mean, I guess technically, you could get some pervert to do a video like the cinematographer did and go, well, actually, you're not gonna need me anymore with a mirror on my shoe or whatever. Look what AI can. It gets everything right. Promotes national consistency in AI regulation. If you ask me what was the most important thing, no one these Rasmussen polls, whatever they're called, they never call me. But if they did, and they asked me what's a problem in America you want to fix, I would have said the number one thing was to have national consistency in the AI regulation. That's what's holding us back. Claim to boost.
That's what keeps me up at night.
Yeah, it's just the inconsistency of it all. Look, pick a lane. We regulate it or don't, but just don't mix it up. This is literally. I mean, this tells you that lobbyists don't even have to lobby anymore. Like if I took a bunch of money from these people, they would never give it to me for some reason. Maybe because I'm just not educated and obnoxious and I'm weird looking and I sound weird. But for whatever reason, they won't hire me. But if they did hire me and gave me a bunch of money, I would come to the table with a lot better reasons than that. Consistency. I think people really value consistency in AI regulation. What? I mean, there's the narratives. I mean, we used to have a Cold War at least to convince people of stuff,
Right.
We used to have 9/11.
Yeah, I mean, it would be so easy to say.
Yeah.
Like, if we don't get a grip on this,
Right.
then China can use AI
Right.
unilaterally for super horrible means. They can create tons of propaganda with it that we can't compete against.
Mr. Senator, the Chinese are hiring these lobbyists. That's what's going on.
Does this instill you with any? Are you optimistic about the future of the country?
It's too many papers. It's too many pages.
There should really not be this many pages.
I print all these things out, and they hurt the show. I mean, I don't think they hurt it that badly. Some of these are backwards. I don't even know how that happens. What is this other story we have?
You want to talk about the serial killer in Austin?
I mean, I don't know anything about it. I just have it just says that like there might be a serial killer. They found a bunch of bodies in the river, like 36.
A lot, right?
Like 36 of them. I don't even know. I mean, where's there even a river? I guess is that the river? We've been to Austin once, and we got COVID immediately. Like literally, the moment we landed in Austin, we got COVID. Mm-hmm. But is that the river that's by the hotel?
It
wasn't a particularly nice river. It was very green, if I remember.
Yeah, strange color.
Maybe it was the bodies. The bodies are making it green, perhaps.
Maybe.
Well, whatever. I'm just trying to.
I'm curious about what kinds of. I mean, because I've been into true crime in the past.
Sure.
I'm
You're a woman.
I'm always curious, like what kinds of bodies are in the lake. Are they, Are they girl bodies? Are they boy bodies?
Oh, so you walk around assuming every body of water has just a ton of women in it, which makes sense. I mean, look, it's fair. I mean, it's what they seem to. That seems to be what they're going for.
Well, it just lets you know, like the flavor of serial killer you're potentially dealing with.
Right. Yeah.
Are we dealing with a Dahmer or Bundy here?
Did they both dump bodies in rivers?
I don't think either of them dump bodies in rivers. Or maybe both did.
Like what would be the what would be the Dahmer and what would be the Bundy?
The Dahmer body disposal technique is like I think he kept a lot of people's remains in his apartment.
Oh, he ate them, right?
Which is how he eventually got caught. I think
he would make them into lean cuisines. You think he meal prepped them? We've been getting into meal prep. We're trying to, save money, be frugal, whatever. It's like you want. Every time now I think about him cooking people up, and it's like, I wonder if he got deli containers. It was hard to get them back. Now you go on Amazon and get deli containers, but maybe you would have to go to deli and be like, hey, how do I get those containers? I'm like, hey, get out of here! I need them for my potato salad. I'm not sending them to you. And so he just, whatever. Maybe go to Chinatown. They have what do they call those people? The people who sell businesses, suppliers.
Yeah.
Restaurant suppliers.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's got some, so, I would like to know if I am being eaten by a Dahmer type guy, then I'm not being wasted. Meal prep me. Don't just assume you're going to be able to eat me in time. There's a lot to go around.
Yeah, reuse every part of the animal.
Braise me, saute me.
Use my bones as instruments.
Yeah, make a stock out of my bone. Oh, it's instruments. Interesting. You think you should play drums with my bones?
Yeah.
It's possible. It would be so funny if you joined Metallica. He was playing with these crazy drumsticks, and then they found out they were made of my bones, my femurs. They have a lot of egg on their face. But no, the story I was talking about was the David Portnoy story.
Oh, right, yeah.
Can we pull that? This has been going around. The other thing is on X.com is David Portnoy, who's the head of Barstool Sports. Who I think I've been on the Barstool. I've never talked to Portnoy, but I think I was on who's the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy.
Right. Yeah. KFC.
The Colonel.
So he got himself into a bit of a tizzy.
There we go. Yeah, this is well, I guess just play. We can add. I think it's funnier if you find the context afterwards. So let's play some.
This clip of him is floating around.
If you just want me to
Hold on.
Raise that volume up. People gotta hear it.
Kirk, if you just want me to kick him out, not mention it, not care that this kid
Not at all. Not at all.
shut
Not at all.
up. If you just want me to ignore it,
Don't tell me to shut up. Don't tell me.
shut the fuck up, you bald.
Okay, go ahead.
How's that?
Oh, it's kill. I'll never recover from that, Dave. Go ahead, continue. I'll never recover.
I gotta be honest with you, it's not my style, necessarily. But like, but he said that to him. Like, well, that's like pretty, like, you know, those are fighting words. It's degrading. Right. And he did kind of go, hey, don't tell me to shut up. Which is an appropriate thing to say. Like, don't talk like that. But like to be people go, I'll tell you to shut up, and then we work for me. Like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I almost kill. He pulls that off. I mean, I don't know who this guy is, honestly.
Yeah, it's good delivery.
It's good delivery. It's kudos to that. I mean, I'm not sure what's his name. Manani, whatever.
One who like, oh, big boss man, don't tell. I'll tell you, you work for me.
Okay, go ahead.
You
Continue.
little bitch. You work for me.
Sure, you bet.
Wait, did he really pull the you work for me?
I know. I mean, honestly, this idea, I love this idea. Everyone who like employs someone else thinks like that person's a bit like they think the foundation of capitalism is like bitches and then people who like pay the bitches to work for them.
Right.
Like it's like you're the one paying the money to the guy. I mean, it's not. I don't think either one's a bitch.
Right.
It's a weird flex. You're a bitch. I mean, I hire a bunch of dogs and rats to work for me in my gambling website thing.
Right.
My noble website of where we sell you gambling tips.
Right. It's like, yeah, and it's not exactly as straightforward as just like you're working for me as in the capacity of my serf. It's like you hired him to do a podcast.
Right. You really apparently
share his opinion.
I mean, if that's not the case, can I have $500,000?
Yeah.
You know, if you're just giving it away.
Continue.
For now, quit. I don't
Well,
care. I'll
is
take 500 grand.
this a show or not a show? Like, is it a show or not a show? Like, we can't have a conversation?
You're an idiot.
Okay, continue.
You're literally saying people should be allowed to make Jew jokes, say whatever they want right now. That's
Yes,
what
I
you're
think
saying.
people should be allowed to make jokes.
So how many Jews have to be killed before you stop? Hey, Kirk, if you just want me to...
So I guess David Portnoy's argument is that Jewish people, and there's been some violence against Jewish people in the past couple of weeks. There was we discussed the tragedy of the couple from the embassy, and there was a guy with throwing fire. I don't know if anyone died in that one. I know people got injured.
Yeah, people got injured.
The firebomb, I don't
Molotov
think
cocktails.
they were saying they weren't. I mean, it's a meaningless distinction probably, but someone was like they were Molotov type things. I think they were just
Oh, okay.
They might have been like I think if you use a different I think a Molotov cocktail is usually like a beer bottle kind of looking thing or something, or But if you use like a Cavassier bottle, I feel like they call it something else. Which is weird. I don't think they should.
I didn't know they were so specific.
I didn't either, but I mean, I'm not. Cause otherwise, I'm not sure why they it was a Molotov type thing. I don't think it's a Molotov brand, but whatever. I don't get sued by the Molotov Corporation.
But it's in a wine bottle. It's a French kiss.
Right? Yeah, nice. The terrorists used to have like flashier names like that. The French Kisser. Carlos the Jackal. He was a more popular one, but the French Kisser was good.
Yeah.
He did a lot of nasty stuff.
Deadly.
Yeah. So this is he's saying this in response. He thinks those people were killed not because of latent or inherent anti-Semitism or in response to misguided response to a war or whatever, but that because jokes, according to him, Jewish jokes, which I'm not even sure what the joke. I had to research. So basically, more lists. Here we go. Yes, this is the one. So apparently, what happened was, there's a thing at the bar, right? The bar from like a month or two ago, where someone said "F the Jews" during a bottle service thing, and it went viral.
Right, the bar that Portnoy owns.
Right, but it had nothing to do with them. No one thought it did. Some idiot people. I'm not even saying, they're just idiot kids. I don't know.
But it's also kind of weird that, like, you said about, you have this brand. Mm-hmm. You open a bar based on the brand. The brand, for whatever reason, I'm not saying why it would, but, like, it attracts this certain clientele.
Well, it's not that, like, you're not Charlie Rose.
Right. Exactly.
You're not Gore Vidal. I mean, you're not William Buckley. It's a different kind of vibe at Barstool. And I feel, Look, no one's saying that you should have allowed it, but they basically, I guess when you do bottle service, I don't know. I don't.
You can have some like neon sign brought out or something, custom made sign.
It sounds dumb in general. Stop doing. How about you just don't do that in general? Because it's stupid. Yeah. But whatever. I don't go.
Oh, it's probably such a pain in the ass for the wait staff.
Yeah. Well, not anymore because they got fired.
Yeah.
Why didn't Portnoy get fired? But anyway, so they just went viral, I guess, and then he got really mad. Which look, I'm not saying you should allow it. Yeah, if you want to, stop that from happening. He threatened to give them a free trip to Auschwitz, but I guess he realized he'd have to pay for it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why he didn't send them to Auschwitz. Did I just get someone killed? Who did I just kill, Dave?
To kick him out, not mention
wonder,
it, not care
honestly,
that this.
If that's really what's resulting in all this violence, it must be a pretty good punchline.
Yeah. Well, the punchline. So apparently, what happened was, he threatened to send Auschwitz, and he didn't. And then this guy named Beyond Average Mick,
which is the guy he's talking about here.
Well, not him. There's some other guy.
Not he's talking, but they're talking about this.
Right.
Guy.
So Beyond Average Mick kept calling him Rabbi Dave in connection with this.
Rabbi Dave.
I don't know. It doesn't. And then they got very mad about that. Look, you don't want to play. I'm not gonna play dumb. That's definitely, I guess, a way of saying that. Calling him like kind of a jab, like a Jewish guy. Yeah. I guess it's not exactly the most biting thing ever. It's just kind of like, hey, pointing at you. I'm not saying there's no ill intent. I'm not an idiot, but like, all right, and he's losing his mind about that. And this guy who he's yelling at now. I guess tried to, was discussing having him on the show to like discuss it,
right?
Or maybe, or like even not just discuss with him, but have broker a thing on his show where Dave would come on and debate him or something.
Oh, okay, all right,
right.
Which doesn't seem like totally off course for what he's done in the past, like offering a trip to Auschwitz,
right?
which kind of sounds like a threat, but then until you put it in context, but it's like offering a trip to Auschwitz.
I would love to go. I mean, I would love to get a trip to Auschwitz. I mean,
can we get a trip to Auschwitz?
Yeah, I mean, unless situations changes, we'd love it.
Yeah.
Like, don't play. This is not some monkey's paw thing where it's like, well, yes, but only if you go back to 1945.
And we're not gonna be goofballs about being in Auschwitz. I would just actually like to go.
No, yeah, I'll be very respectful.
Yeah.
I mainly want to see the rest of Germany.
I'm not gonna try to play Pokemon and go there.
Is it Poland? Well, I'd love to go to Poland.
Yeah.
Either one, wherever it is, whether it's Poland or Germany, I'd love to go. I'll go to the camp first and be very respectful, and then if you want me to sign a book or whatever, a guest book. Well, that was Anne Frank's house, right? Right. Justin Bieber got in trouble. But remember?
Oh, what did he do there?
He wrote in the guest book at Anne Frank's house years ago. And he says something like, "Oh, it's terrible. I think you would have been a believer."
Look, a lot of young girls do like Justin Bieber.
That's a great. I mean, he understood viral marketing before anyone else did. I mean,
I
to be
know
fair,
you would have been a believer.
He went to the OG young female influencer. Yeah. Well, so but I would love to go to any country, and then we'll go your trip, whatever.
Yeah.
Point is, let's play. I forget what my point was.
Not at all. Shut up.
No, I played this already.
Oh, this is just the whole thing?
Yeah.
What's the part? Because there's a part where he's going like, how many people have to die? Was that part?
Oh yeah.
It was a little more. I feel like we skipped over a little bit.
Fuck up, you bald fuck.
Okay, go ahead.
How's that?
Oh, it's kill. I'll never recover from that.
All right, well, I'll just stop, please. I'll just say it. There's a part where he's literally saying how many people have to die before you stop making these jokes, like the number, right? Like it just doesn't seem to make any sense. Like the logic of this.
There's no cause and effect there. So it's,
right. There's a lot going on in the world. I wish Elon Musk the best. I wish Dave Portnoy the best. I mean, they're both doing very well. They don't need my help. Why am I wishing anyone the best? How about you wish me the best? How about you wish me some goodwill? Either one of you bastards. Thanks so much for supporting the show and listening to the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, subscribe if you can, and if you get the Patreon, patreon.com/RayComp, extra episode every week, $5 a month. Not bad. So we'll see you all next week. Have a great week.